Hi, this is Jimmy Gnecco from the band Ours, and you're rocking with RockMetal Inc. Okay, so where to begin? So we just made a new record called Ballet The Boxer. And this is, after 17 years of making records for major labels, we decided that it was time to do it this way. There's always been a struggle for us, you know, between art and commerce, and you know, we had hoped early on when we had signed with DreamWorks that that would be a good home for us. You know, it's all the movies and everything. The movies kind of inspired you to dream. So, unfortunately, the record company wasn't exactly that way. There were great things about it, but anyway, move forward a bunch of years, it was just time for us to really do things the way that we wanted to do them, in a way that we felt was right for the music. And we went into a church to record, a recording studio actually inside of an old church in Hudson, New York, that's run and owned by recording legend Henry Hirsch. And we recorded a bunch of things to tape on an old Helios console, tape machine from Motown Music, and yeah, we tried to keep the record very honest, and some say raw. I'm not sure if it's raw. I guess it's part of it, you know, parts of it that are raw, but just honest was really the goal. Not you know, not over treating anything in the sense of, you know, tuning vocals or putting drums in time. Just leave the performances, grab the best bits of each performance, put them together, and let it sound like music. Let a guitar sound like a guitar, and let the piano sound like a piano.
They really want to see you down. Yeah, I really want to bring you home.
Yeah, it's definitely dying. That old model doesn't really work much. I mean, it's nice to have, it would be great to have a ton of money behind us, but you know, it comes with a price. As soon as somebody's investing, they're going to want a lot more back. Yeah, and you know, and they want to have their opinion heard. So it just doesn't work for us. And I think that for, you know, for most bands these days, it's not working anymore. It can be tough. Yeah. Our last deal that we had, we were on Columbia, American Columbia with Rick Rubin. He was great.
Hey, where's you?
Those, you know, those people were great. It's just, again, it didn't fully work out for us, but it was still a positive experience, but not 100% for us. So. Well, there's all sorts of different kinds of songs on the record. Tried to touch upon everything, you know, to create an arc. Always like to create some sort of story and arc to a record, not have every song sound the same. So with that, that's why we often have many different sounding songs on the record, and this record is no different than past records. Oh yeah, there's definitely a difference. It's, you know, the way I approach the production and everything was just completely different. And you know, the song choices, the songs that I chose, you know, sometimes if you hear something with the band, you know, then it would go to the hours pile. If I heard it really stripped down, then it kind of stayed in the solo. That particular solo record was more of an acoustic sounding record, so. You know, oddly enough, I've always been that way. Yeah. You know, it sucks in a sense because I got a bad rap early on because I was signed to major labels. So there's certain people who are like, major label. But I've always been fighting, you know, from the moment You know, one of the biggest fights for me on the first record, I have a song called "Meet Me in the Tower," and the lyrics aren't exactly what, you know, rock and roll people across America would relate to, but it was something I felt I needed to say, and just things like that that are important to me. I've always stayed true to, and I've always fought, and not really fit in with, you know, with what maybe major labels wanted from me. So yeah, it's always been somewhat of a
give and take kind of.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah, it's been a long time. It's been a long time. Like 1992, I guess, say late '92 technically is when ours started, and yeah. That's tough because it's hard to say specifically where, because it's about like the unknown. That's interesting to me. I just want to explore areas that we haven't before, and I'm not sure where that will take us. So I can't specifically calculate where I see us. I just know that a lot more of what we like is going to start coming through, in the sense of
Has that been controlled by everybody?
yeah, just, you know, we like soul music, and we started to let some of that come out on this record, and all sorts of music, dance music, and we like everything, to tell you the truth. So a lot more of that will come out, whether it's going to be ours or solo stuff, or with different artists or projects. I definitely want to keep just exploring new territory. It's good and bad. It's good because it gives people a chance to do things where before a lot of the system shut a lot of great artists out because a lot of it was corrupt. Yeah, but the bad side of it is that there's such a flood, and I knew this was going to happen. I said it about 10 years ago. Such an overload of things out there that nothing is, you know, things aren't filtered to us like they once were. So there's good and bad about it, you know. I can think of right now. Probably I've Been Down.
That's it? No, give me a quote from the song.
That's it.
That's it?
Yeah. Yeah, they both have their advantages and disadvantages. The advantages about an acoustic show is that if something's going haywire, I can kind of pull it in.
Yeah.
And the advantages about the band shows, if something's going haywire, I have everybody else to lean on to help out. So I like the sound of the band, you know, the loud pounding drums and loud guitars, and that's a tricky one. I see a lot of amazing young talent coming up, and I see, like, in one sense, I see a very high bar has been set with music over all these years, and I see a lot of those influences making their way, and this kind of almost like mixing of so many different styles. Extreme pop with speed metal and shredding on the guitar. You know, I see all sorts of that. So there's a lot of great talent coming up. On the other side of it, you know, people who aren't necessarily into playing an instrument or really into bands, they're a little, I see them as being a little more detached from music than our generation and generations before us. You know, the way that people felt about the Beatles, the Doors. I don't see much of that, you know, as much. In the last 10 years, I've seen things change. I have 2 children, and I've just seen things change like that.
Oh, hang in the wind in
That varies. It varies a lot. It's because we never really had any. We had one hit, and it's always tricky for us to figure out what to play, what people will like. But because it varies so much, some people will say it's, you know, a really slow, quiet song. Other people want to hear me scream my face off. So it always varies. I don't have any that I regret that we recorded. I regret maybe putting them on a record or putting them in the sequence that we did on a record. But I don't regret recording them because it's a, you know, yeah, it's an exercise. You don't know if something's going to work really sometimes until you record it. So that's how you find out. I regret that I was in a position where I was forced to put things on a record that I didn't necessarily love. We are in the middle of a tour. We have actually about a couple weeks off right now, but we will pick back up and we will tour the entire country through July and August.
So, parting words for your fans that are watching or people that support your music?
Well, hi everybody, and thank you so much.
Okay.